Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Mafia's in the house. We're all a little early, but it's good to see so many people on here early. Let me give you a little quick cally here. Let me go to the top. Dominic's in here. Shamir's in here. What's happening, man? Shamir. I mean, Mets making moves with their big trade today. We fell apart. And I'll go over that in a second, too. What's good, Dominic? Aiden's in the house. Michael Shin's in the house. Barry Bruce, what's good, man? I appreciate that. It's my pleasure, dude. Franchise is here, baby. A Rivera Peanut, what's happening, man? Mazza, brother man. All right. Anybody know what's injury with Severino? Well, Severino's coming off. He's like 2 years off of Tommy John surgery. He also had a lower body, like groin setback. So it's a combination of things with Severino. But his major thing was Tommy John surgery. So, and generally, 2 years out is generally the better, the better recovery and better performance. So, Marcel's in the house. What is good? Dominic's in the house. Kyle Gibbs, baby. Yes, backstage. What's up, buddy? Wiffle ball. Wiffle ball. All right. The gang is here. Daily Dose is in the house. What's up, guys? What is good? Blue City Empire Sports. What's happening? Oswald Praz, I do think he'll make the Yankees roster at some point. Ludin's here. What's up, baby? What's happening? Davey. Hamadani, what's happening, man? Is there another? Yeah, it could be. And my guess is they're still quietly working on acquiring a starting pitcher of some kind. So for some depth. But we'll go over what they went over today, too. See, Lori C, hello. Rubby's in the house. Chris Schmidt, Nelson. The gang is here. The 161 Mafia is here. Deep. Just rolling deep all the time, man. I appreciate you. You're the best. Sean Murphy's in the house. Last few bullpen spots. Sean, I do think Manny Banuelos. I mean, the trade. So for those of you who haven't heard, they traded Albert Abreu to the Texas Rangers for somebody named Jose Trevino, who's a defensive specialist. He's actually one of the best pitch framers in baseball, so a massive defensive upgrade at catcher. Abreu was out of options anyway, and I think it was intended to, clear up a roster spot as well at some point. So I know that's a swap essentially with Trevino, but I think they're trying to make room for guys like Manny Banuelos and maybe Clark Schmidt or something like that. But at the very least, Banuelos. Angels in the house. ¿Qué pasa? What's going on? Who else we got here? Dominic J. Luck is in the house. I hope we get another starting pitcher as well. For those of you who haven't heard, obviously that Jacob deGrom is out probably for a couple months. Mark Watson's here. What's happening? Nothing yet on Judge. I mean, it's still a little speculatory stuff going out, but nothing confirmed on Aaron Judge, as we know. And I checked right before the call, Mark. So nothing that's confirmed to report, I should say. So Trevino has a decent bat. I mean, we won't get anything sexy out of him. But again, he's one of the best pitch framers, and and again, he's known for his defense. So, and the Yankees have gotten massive upgrades in their defense and catching this offseason. So it's a good sign. And it's crazy because I've been stressing it for like a year the need to get catching depth. And he's also not a free agent until 2026. So you get 4 controllable years of this guy. So again, affordable, controllable players, and it's like a theme, a prevailing theme. The Yankees are bringing in quite a few of these types. Affordable, controllable players. So it's not, I don't think it's by coincidence. I think it's by design. So big boys here. What's good, man? The new catcher we got, starting catcher. He was a backup catcher, but he could have been one of the starting catcher for the Rangers. Big boy. He's got a decent bat, but he's an expert defender and one of the best pitch framers in baseball. So he's known to make stuff that are not strikes look like strikes or become strikes. So, and that could work wonder for pitchers that we have a lot of movement like Severino and Cole and some of these other dudes, even Nestor Cortez with some of his crazy angles pitches. So would I do this, a trade Correa and Berrios for Volpe, Torres, and Peraza? Correa and Berrios. Which Correa are you talking about backstage? Oh, it's a 3-teamer. Okay. Correa and Berrios for Volpe, Torres, and Peraza. At this point, it's not going to be enough for either team, unfortunately, backstage, I don't think. But I moved on from Correa at this point, so I don't think the Minnesota Twins would move him anyway at this point. But even those 3 players, well, if it's only 3 and you're going between 2 teams, so one team's going to get 2, the other team's going to get 1, I don't think either team would accept that trade, in my opinion. But I'm hesitant to give away Volpe. I really am. He's one of the few guys I think will actually pan out for the Yankees. Less than a handful of guys, but I think still will pan out for the Yankees. So seriously, we need to upgrade defense badly. Yes, we did, man. The Yankees have quietly done that. Again, there's so many people that are of the opinion that since the Yankees didn't make the big signings and the massive trades that they had a failed offseason, they're going to be a terrible team, a fourth place. I couldn't disagree more. So they didn't make the flashy moves. Yeah, we all know this, but they got better in a lot of different areas, the non-sexy areas. And I think, it's to me, it's important to acknowledge that. Would I have liked Correa? Sure. I think the Yankees did miss out on maybe Rodon or Ray. Yeah, sure. But what's the point? That's in the past now. Nothing we can do about it. So I just don't understand. And I find it interesting how so many people are so unhappy with every move that the Yankees make, which is crazy. And but again, that's my opinion. It's my opinion. I would love for Severi to stay healthy and grab the number 2. Yeah, I do think the format today is a good thing. Like to let Severino go 4 to 5 innings, cap him there, and then transition to somebody like Nestor Cortez who can throw 3 or 4 good innings. And then instead of using 6 relievers after Severi, then you can do a Nestor Cortez or a Mike King or something like that, or a Manny Benuelos, and you transition to the 8th and 9th and just have 2 relievers instead of a whole bunch of them. So I think it's a way of preserving arms, also getting the max out of Severino and keeping him healthy at the same time. So that's why I look at it. Dawn's here. Dominic's here. Luden's in the house, baby. Jack C's in the house. What is good, man? Marcel, you're the man. Thank you very much for the donut. I appreciate that, buddy. Of the 4 young starting pitchers, Schmidt, Garcia, Hill, or Medina, which one could best provide an immediate impact and start? Personally, I think Hill because he's already done it and they're familiar with him. So I think him. I'll give you an order in my Hill. Of those guys, I think Hill, then Garcia, then Medina off of potential, and then Schmidt. The only reason I put Schmidt 4th is because of his injury history. He has a hard time staying healthy, but his stuff is nasty. So but that's kind of the order that I would put. But Hill would be my first pick off these guys. But don't know hype and love for you, Marcel. Thank you. Hey, guys, hit that like button, by the way. I want to get over 100 as quickly as I possibly can. We're at 35. We got 120 people in here already. So if you don't mind, just tap it and let's get rock and roll, man. I appreciate you. But Hill's my first pick. I think the Yankees are familiar with him, and he pitched well when he was up here. I thought it was a bad move that they sent him down when guys started to get healthy and whatnot. I don't like sending down somebody who's hot and who's playing well. I don't see the point in that. Just for a starter, no thank you. And a lot of the starters, didn't really have an immediate impact. Hill was on a roll, man. And he looked good. And he looks poised. Young guy. He's got good command. He's confident. He's tough. I need to see more of Luis Hill. So I'm really hoping that he's able to get an opportunity this year. I really do. So, Vortvet. Yeah, well, my guess is they're probably going to let Vortvet start in AAA so he can get reps because he is behind. So, several weeks behind because of his oblique injury. So, but that depth is going to be important. Really, really important. So, and again, Workvet is going to be above Rob Brantley when he comes back, and so will, so will Trevino. So, but the Yankees have dramatically improved their defense in a lot of different areas. And again, I cannot stress it enough. I think it's going to be very beneficial to the starting rotation and the bullpen. So, you were at the game yesterday, Nelson? What's good? Oh, Twins and Braves, nice. Unfortunately, he looked no different. DH still running like he was dragging. I'm not surprised, Nelson. I'm really not surprised. So, am I going to NYY News TV Day, Yankee Stadium June 20? I don't know if I'll be able to. I have to check my schedule, so I'm not exactly sure. But if I go to a Yankee game, you guys will know. Yeah, I saw Simonet's getting together with his crew on the 25th. Yankee Stadium. Am I going? Going to have a Yankee fan mania. Yanks versus Astros contact. Yeah, I know. I saw that stuff. He's going to have his crew there. I just don't know at this point. It's hard for me to determine that far ahead of time because I got 2 little girls and I got to take care of them first. So, but it should be fun. Yankees should trade another reliever in a starting package for Nacho or Sears can get a chance in the pen. Reliever and a starter. Yeah, Michael. I mean, I would not be surprised. Marinaccio looks good, and Sears, even though he had a rough outing yesterday, he still looks promising as well. So, um, my thoughts on the trade rail, it was solid. It was a necessary trade. Brady was out of options anyway, so they're gonna lose him for nothing. So they got some value back from him. They dramatically increased the defense on the catching stable and important depth. And like I said a few minutes ago, he's got 4 years of control, so he's not a free agent until 2026. Young, controllable catchers. Even though he's a little bit older, he's still a controllable contract, and he's an elite defender and elite pitch framer. And the Yankees have not had that in a long time. So if you think about it now, you got Rortvedt and Higgy and this guy. It's so much better than Sanchez and Higgy. Like, look where they're at. And again, not sexy, but important and necessary for the team. So, and it also, because I also think they probably were not going to get Sean Murphy because of the price tag. But now they don't have to get a Wilson Contreras if they don't want either. They're going to have to trade more assets for Wilson Contreras for 1 year of him than 4 years of this kid Trevino. So I'm not disappointed at all with the Trevino trade. So that's the way I look at it. Hill is my number 5. Yeah, I think he should get every opportunity to be in the top 5. Luden, 100%. I like Ridings, wicked 50 cal. Unfortunately, he's injured right now, but I can see him as a future 7th or 8th. Yes, I can. He's got a good arm. He does. Toby's in the house. What's good? I like the Trevino trade, Toby. It addresses a nice need. It addresses a nice need. David Carter, thank you so much for the donor. I appreciate that very much. Discovered your channel. Keep up the great work. I definitely will. I'll do my best to keep up the great work and entertain everybody. And the franchise, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you. You're the man, dude. But I'm going to do my best to keep everybody rocking and rolling, having a good time, and up to speed with all the baseball stuff, especially in the Yankee world, too. And everybody knows this is a free forum, so people can agree, disagree, and whatnot, and have everybody's perspective. It's all welcome. So I don't attack people who disagree with me or anything like that. So, and everybody's perspective makes this channel better, which is why I like it. So, nighttime live streams, man. I work nights, and this is a great list. Well, I appreciate that, Ruby. Thank you very much, man. And this is a good time for me to do it, too. I just put the girls down. They're sleeping, so I can hang out with you guys and gals. So this is a treat for me. It really is a treat. So I love being on here with you guys. Luden, Cole, Juan Castillo / Montez, 2. Monty, Tyone Hill. I mean, Castillo, Montez would be nice. Montez is, well, I don't know how realistic either one is now. Castillo's behind because of he's having, I think, a shoulder problem. So, and his pitching arm too, which stinks. And Montez, I think, might be a little on the pricey side. So I am, and my guess is if they're going to get a number 2, I would look for like Kyle Hendricks from the Cubs. He also has 2 controllable years and an option for a 3rd. So those controllable, affordable years will be something I think the Yankees would be interested in. Even Chris Paddock, who was in the Mets trade today, which fell apart. He's a kid who's got 3 years of control. Yankees would be wise to look at him. So, and, I think it would be a good idea. So Higgy's getting more reps in. And I've said this, like, big boy, the more Higgy plays, and if you look at his stats even in the minors, the more regular he plays, the better he performs, the better he hits. So, I like what he looks like. And my guess is he'll get 2/3 of the reps, and Rortvedt and these other guys, and Trevino probably get 1/3 of the reps or something like that in the season. So, but they have more depth, and they can rotate around. And again, having catchers that pitchers actually want to throw to is a good thing. That was one of the problems with Gary Sanchez. Half of the rotation did not want to throw to him. So that's a problem. Angel, I appreciate that. Thank you. Paddock definitely had a down year, BK. He's not the guy. I mean, I would go for somebody like Musgrove, but I think Paddock's probably the most gettable guy. And at this point, we need more reliable innings. Yeah, Luden, the Mets had a trade for Chris Paddock today and a reliever as well in exchange. Well, they were also going to take on Eric Hosmer's contract just to get the pitchers in exchange for Dom Smith. And the Padres were going to eat about half of Hosmer's contract. But the reports are saying now that Dom Smith showed up at spring training almost 300 pounds, and I guess the Padres just found out today. And, obviously that killed the trade. So, Ron, I got you, man. Got to hydrate for my man, Ron. So, cheers, bro. Paddock is a 3. Yeah, I could see him being a 3. But again, the Mets have a lot of depth, but Scherzer's out now, too, with a hamstring issue. He won't be out as long as DeGrom will be, but that still sucks. Neither one of them is going to be pitching opening day. Backstage is all good. I'll change it after this. I'll plug it in. I appreciate that, man. But don't worry, man. Don't feel obligated to do it. Trevino seemed very happy to be a Yankee. Yeah, and so does kind of Falefa. He's very excited to be a Yankee. I think Yankees have made underrated moves, but a lot of moves in depth that are going to make them better. Again, not the flashy moves that so many people want and expect. I would have loved seeing them, some of them too, but I'm not going to complain. Now. I mean, it's pointless now. And I mean, Correa's not going to guarantee the Twins a World Series. He wouldn't have guaranteed the Yankees one either. So neither would have Freeman or anybody else. So we'll see what happens. Luden, yeah, Dom Smith. It was nuts, man. I was surprised when I saw that he looked like an offensive tackle when he arrived at spring training, man, which is crazy. Yankees have a bunch of the Rangers line. Yeah, they do, Michael. Yeah, they do. It's nuts, right? Cole and Bauer is a 1-2. Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of cool, but Bauer is unfortunately a magnet for controversy. And the only way I could see Bauer ever getting a chance, either with the Yankees or another team, is if the Dodgers release him officially and then the Yankees or another team picks him up on a league minimum. I don't see the Yankees trading assets for him. He exercised his like $35 million option with the Dodgers, so they have to pay that one way or another. So they may not even get him at all and still pay him $35 million, which stinks, but it is what it is. The Yankees could look into Paddock. I mean, I like what Matt Blake does with some of these projects, so he does a good job. I think Blake could do something with him too. Same thing, Daily Dose. Like, the Mets can spend all they want. Doesn't on paper means absolutely nothing. Look at their 1 and 2 pitchers are hurt now. So this happens. Spend all you want, but it doesn't guarantee a World Series. Nothing. But and this is what I've been saying. I've been arguing with a lot of people now. A lot of people saying, the Mets own cash. Steve Cohen owns Hal. Look what the Mets are doing. They're desperate to make a trade now and taking on onerous contracts just to add a pitcher. So, and it stinks. And Yankees have been in this situation before too. Would I pick up Bauer if released? I would consider it, but I would talk to Cole first. And that got to be cleared. Got to be cleared by Cole. But I don't think Bauer would make it here. So I just don't think he'll get hit. Donaldson I could see Donaldson more because he fills a different need. Bauer, I think they haven't gotten along since college. Yeah, Marcus just pointed that out too. So, but yeah, he's just, I think they're trying to hold him accountable. I think they're just trying to make an example of him because he's very outspoken and he's just controversial because he's so outspoken and he calls out bull crap that baseball doesn't like being called out on. So, he's a magnet for it, but the dude can pitch. He can pitch. He's got nasty stuff. I've seen some of his bullpens this offseason. He looks good. He looks good. So, but I just don't know if it'll be a clubhouse, benefit the clubhouse in the Bronx. So, I'd take somebody like Kyle Hendricks or something like that instead. Yeah, I'm not sure if they could have gotten Harper, Carlos, but Harper would have been nice here. He would have been one of those fiery players that they need more of. I loved Bryce Harper. He's still one of my favorite players. So, Judge 6 years with a 7th option of 31 per year. That would be nice. That seems to be the sweet spot, Sean. I think 7 years is probably going to be the sweet spot. The Cato contract was still Cato Marte. Yeah, Luden. Yeah. Some players just seem like a Yankee. I think Bryce Harper would have been perfect. Bauer, I'm a little bit more iffy on Bauer, but if he came here and stayed out of trouble and pitched well, what are you gonna say? I was listening to Correa in the Spanish Live, and he's a smart dude. Correa is smart. He's a good he's a gamer, and he's got a good head on his shoulders. I think he'll mentor some young kids. I think he'll be one of these emotional leaders, and not only the player on the field leader. So, and he could have been probably good for the Yankees. I just don't know how he would have meshed in the clubhouse with everybody. But they welcomed Marwin Gonzalez with open arms. He was attached to that team. So Correa was a superstar. My guess is he would be, he'd be fine. He would be fine. Cole is Daniel Lawrence. Bauer is Daniel LaRusso is Bauer is That's a good one, Lord Moriarty. That's a good one. Tar Heels are taking it to. Yeah, I saw that, man. Tar Heels, Kansas, maybe. We'll see if Blue comes back. We'll see. And that's the thing, Todd. Only too, New York media would eat Bauer alive. So I think he'd be, clashing with a lot of people here. This isn't like the This is not the Dodgers media. This is not the Cincinnati Reds or Cleveland. This is the New York media, and they will eat people alive. So, if the Guardians trade Jose Ramirez, do you think they'd trade Shane Bieber? They might, Mark. I wouldn't be surprised if they add Michael Conforto either. I mean, they're gonna have to get a haul for Jose Ramirez, and he's worth every penny. So, and Blue Jays have the firepower to get him. But I could see them trading Bieber if they trade Ramirez. I could see that. 2 separate trades, they'll get an absolute ransom back. You know, Manaea, I think he's more of an option than Montez at this point. John Dealey, yeah. Bauer and Correa, not as serious as Correa and Judge. Bauer Cole, not as serious as Correa and Judge. Aaron Cole was like a middle school bully thing. Yeah, could be. Big boy, that's true. And Judge was outspoken about the Correa thing and the Astros thing, so. Tyler Talbot's in the house. What's good, bud? What's happening? Dave White, I'm definitely going to do a live pregame leading into the game, maybe open up the game, and then I'll do like the last inning or something like that. I'll do another live to finish the game as well. So I wouldn't be able to do like the whole entire game, unfortunately, because I'd be busy doing other stuff, but I'll definitely start the game and I'll finish the game. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. So expect at least that. You know, it's opening day, man. So I gotta, we gotta be ready for our Yankees opening day, man. My man Cole is pitching, so it's Boston, Nate DeVoldy. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be on. Definitely, man. And I'm fired up about that. I have my Cole jersey on. I'll be ready to do it, man. Ready to do it, man. Hirsch, thank you so much for this generous donor, man. Thank you very, very, very much, man. Thank you. Hirsch says, what do you think about this Mattingly in last year of contract, Cashman in last year of contract? Jeter is available. Bring on Jeter and Mattingly to run the team and organization. Tomorrow's my birthday. We celebrate. Well, happy early birthday, Hirsch. You're a mensch, dude. You're the man, dude. I appreciate that. Happy early birthday. Hope you have a wonderful day. And we'll celebrate. I'll also give you a happy birthday shout tomorrow, too. That's an interesting proposal. I mean, Cashman is in his last year. I'm really curious to see, like, Jeter, I think Jeter needs to come back home here with the Yankees. So if they brought in Jeter and Mattingly to Jeter, maybe, I don't know, GM and assistant GM or something like that, and then Mattingly's available so that if the Boone thing doesn't work out and they move on from Boone, then Mattingly could be the manager. I would love for the Mattingly to be manager hand for them to get the World Series. He missed it by a year as a player. He retired in '95 and they won in '96. That broke my heart, man. So I like Jeter and Mattingly. I mean, they were both wonderful here in the franchise. That would be pretty cool, Hirsch, I must say. But I also got to say thank you again and a happy early birthday. So I'll be giving you a shout tomorrow for your birthday, man. Actually, let me video this. So let me photo that so I don't forget. Boom. Okay. Got you. Dominic. IKF is better than Roogie. Yes, he is. IKF does a lot. Yes, he is. We upgraded in third base. We upgraded at first base. We upgraded at shortstop, catching, defense, a lot of areas that a lot of people are not happy with, but they upgraded in a lot of areas. So I like the Trevino trade too. It was an important depth trade. And they got value back for value. Raymond P. Adam Warren is healthy. Do I think he'd be a good guy? He was good with the Yankees before. I would like to see guys like Manny Banuelos and some of these other younger kids get some opportunities. So, if they give them an opportunity over Warren, I'm totally cool with that. Totally cool with that. So, Cole and Bauer have actually put behind the differences somewhat. So we're actually interviewed about it, but not completely. I'd be really curious about Michael Shen. I'd be really curious to see if it's true. And then, if it is, like, they may take a flyer on it, but I just don't know. I mean, I worry about the New York media, and because they're going to be asking, just like they do with the Cashman, they ask him repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly about not winning a World Series in 13 years. And when he gives them the same answer, and people are not happy, people are outraged when he points out the Astros cheating scandal and all this stuff, and people expect him to change his answer. Like, that's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. But that's why I think the New York media would be pressing Bauer all the time on the crap that happened in the past. Like, guys, I wasn't charged criminally. Why do you keep asking me this question? It's like, That's the thing that frustrates me about the New York media. So they just can't let go. They can't stop asking about the same thing. Backstage writing a book about Yankees, bro. That's pretty cool, dude. How would I feel about Johnny Cueto? I mean, maybe a depth piece, but not as the only pitcher I would bring in. I would still try to get it like a Kyle Hendricks or a Montez or a Manet or something like that. But he could be a depth piece. He's still out there. He's still, he's out there. Oh, 90 likes, or almost at 100, man. Hit him if you hit that button if you haven't yet. But yeah, Hirsch, again, thank you again, and happy early birthday. Hope you have a wonderful day. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Great questions, great perspectives. It's like all, but I like the Mattingly Jeter pair. Oh, we're over 100. Thank you, guys and gals. Dude, Duke tied it up. Oh my God. I had predicted Duke to make it to the national championship game. So would I be surprised if UNC wins? No. But Duke, I have a feeling Coach K is going to wind up going out in style. So, but Kansas is a tough one. So whoever either one of these teams plays Kansas, they're in for a battle. It's gonna be a hell of a game. Is that Monday night or Tuesday night? Guys outdated. His answer might not change, but it's still true. Guys out. Yeah, I mean, just who's available and interested that can replace Cashman? That's my question. Nobody seems to have the answer, man. Who is available and interested? Well, every time I look at the Yanks roster, I see the catchers category is lacking. Yes, Frank. Yes. Yankees always had an all-star catcher. I mean, the Munsons, Posadas, they had Brian McCann for a couple of years before they traded him. But now this combination, I think, is more befitting for what this particular team needs. They don't need as much offense. I mean, even with Sanchez, his offensive upside is bigger than these guys, but he's so wildly inconsistent and such a frustrating catcher behind the plate that I think they need to go down this road to get better with defense and game calling in other areas. So I think they're trying to improve in an area where it's different. Because the fact is, like, there's no just uber duper duper super offensive crushing right now catcher in the major leagues. So, Sanchez, the fact is he still has 20, 30 home runs a year. So, but I think, Hickey probably hit 15, maybe 20. The other guys, they'll be enough, but vastly improved defense. Vastly improved. So, that's why I think they're probably just taking a little bit of a different route here. But even Sean Murphy, I would have loved Sean Murphy, but I'm not disappointed they got Wordfet because again it fits that need that they have more defense. So I don't think the Astros are the reason we haven't won a championship for so long. Every team that says was that year points to that shitting on Cash for saying that. Yeah, that's why I don't shit on Cash for it, man. And again, the Red Sox alluded to it. They attacked the Astros, so did the Dodgers. And I think people attacking Cashman while letting them off the hook, I think is unfair. I said that the other day, and I kind of went on a little bit of a rant, and I got attacked for that too. But again, people are entitled to their views. So I could see the A's hanging on till the deadline at this point, Tyler. So I'm with you there to move their starters. I think they're going to wait for a team to overpay, which I think, if they can get Kyle Hendricks, I would look into it. They don't need Wilson Contreras anymore. Herman's not a starter, but he can do things. Yeah, I may be a long relief guy when he comes back from the 60-day. A Big Mac apple again. I don't know if the Yankees win opening day, I'll do that, Aiden. That I will do to celebrate. That's a good idea. I'm in. Big Mac apple pie if the Yankees win opening day. I'm in. Let's go. Anthony, happy birthday to your son too, man. You got a lot of good birthdays, man. Timothy's in the house. Do I think Cash has another trade for starting pitcher? I'm right in the middle right now, Timothy. I'm still leaning towards him making a move for a starting pitcher before the season starts. I just think it's less likely that it's going to be somebody from Oakland, and it might be somebody that we're not even thinking about. Kyle Hendricks is the guy that pops up in my head repeatedly. So, but I think Cashman has another move under his that he might be working on before opening day. I just don't know whether it's going to pitch or something else. To me, the most glaring need right now is a pitcher. So they've got infield depth, got outfield depth, and catching depth now, and pitchers. That's my worry. I mean, I hope Severino stays healthy and continues to perform, but I would not be banking on him. And this is Tyon's last year too. So some kind of dependable pitching depth beyond this year will be a wise idea. Really wise idea. Trevino found out he was traded on Twitter. It was the one of the Yankees. I think it was one of the Yankees pitchers that was traded to Texas by Yankee source. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. I saw that. I think it's Yankee source on Twitter. And congratulated him. He's like, good luck in Texas. And he was like, what? Yeah, you were traded on what? Ola's in the house too. The legend, the man, the beast. Love it. Love hanging out here with you guys. But yeah, imagine finding out on Twitter that you've been traded. I mean, if Trevino found out also by Twitter, that'd be kind of nuts. Yeah, I know, but I know the one pitcher going from Yankees to Texas that was not named Abreu did find out on Twitter also. Oh. Austin Howard, George Girardi. Oh, yeah. The A's know when a team is desperate. They'll want a Kings reign. Yes, they will. Shamir, 100%. 100%. The Yankees had to take on Hosmer and it was Musgrove. I would do it. If it was Paddock, I would do it too. I mean, if the Padres were willing to eat that much money, yeah. If you had to assume that contract, no. Because they were going to assume like $25, $30 million of Hosmer's contract. The Yankees could do that and just release him if they want. They don't need to play him. They don't need him. Yeah. Jeter to replace Cashman. I hope that would be kind of fascinating, Jonathan. It really would be fascinating to see Jeter as like president of operations and GM. It'd be kind of awesome. So catching in the MLB isn't exactly, Marcus. There's no real like Mike Piazzas or Johnny Benches or anything like that. Some good catchers, but I think what the Yankees are doing right now is building this mountain of depth, which they need to do. And I think mainly because they're not getting any, like they didn't go for like an MJ Melendez or Phil Campusano. They don't have a Salvador Perez, anything like that. So doing it this way, I think is a good way of, boosting a pipeline of affordable, controllable catchers that they could rotate in and out of. I still think, and I'll say this again, I still think they need to draft in the top 5 to 7 rounds every single year, build a pipeline, just like they have up the middle with shortstop and now center field. They need a pipeline of catchers too. And at some point, they need to do a better job at developing starting pitching too, because they've been terrible at that over the past, almost 2 decades. So they need to do that as well. So MLB Network special on demand. Yes. Oh, I can't wait, Kyle. Donnie's one of my favorite players of all time. I love Don Mattingly. I can't wait to see that, man. But I'll definitely be watching it. Cashman bringing unnecessary attention to the Yankees about Astros tree. Well, Angel, the problem is they asked him. He wasn't walking around randomly talking about it. They asked him again. The New York media has to stop asking the guy repeatedly. But again, if that's the way he feels, I mean, what's the problem? The Dodgers felt that way. They voiced it and nobody attacked them. The Red Sox, the same thing. Judge, who people love, he voices frustration. People aren't attacking him for complaining, but Cashman somehow complaining. I just don't understand that logic. It's confusing, Angel. It's confusing. But the fact is, the Astros are complaining. Yeah, there's some court document that alleges the Yankees cheated. And if they didn't, it winds up being true, the Yankees should pay the price too. I don't know how they will, because Joe Girardi was the manager back then in that year that there was accused. And I think it might have been 2017 or somewhere around there. So I don't know how they would do that, but they're not going to hold the players accountable because the players are union protected. And if they did, then they're going to have to release the names of all the pitchers, the players in the Red Sox and the Astros. Those guys are protected. There's a lot of assumptions and some of them admitted with BS stuff, but if you can't release the players' names for the Yankees unless you do it to everybody else, that wouldn't be fair. Steal Billy Bean for the A's. Ooh, I wonder. Yeah, Marcus, he's one of the best pitch framers in baseball. I found an interesting stat, and I'll tell you this, guys and gals. Where is it? Higashioka, Jose Trevino, and Ben Rortvedt were all in the top 30 in StatCast catcher framing leaderboard. And that's, you have to have at least 750 pitches called. So that's a huge upgrade on defensive prowess. All 3 of them are in the top 30. That's crazy. I think we got 3 of them. So that's pretty damn good. Trevino's got a spot of power. He's not known for his hitting. He's known for his catching and pitch framing, but he can pass about 9, 10 home runs a year. So it's enough. You combine that with Higashioka, who's probably going to be around 15. And then you got 25 home runs out of the catching position. Workvedt will hit a few. You might have 30 out of the catching position. So, but with a hell of a lot better defense. Flyer on Shelby Miller. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was supposed to pitch today, actually. And I was really curious to see. So the rain stopped the game after the 6th inning when the Yankees won 10-0. So my guess he'll probably get in the game tomorrow. And I like to see. I want to see what he's got. So Hirsch, I think it's just depth. Someone who might provide some value to the bullpen. And he was one of the best pitchers in baseball, but it was like 7 or 8 years ago. So I don't know if they're looking for a fountain of youth kind of thing, or who knows, Hirsch? Who knows, man? Knowing Mets luck, Eric Hosmer is going to go back to All-Star Hosmer. That might happen, Jimmy. That might happen. They'll listen to Talking Yanks. Yeah, I listen to them as well, Ishmael. I listen to as many people as I can to get different perspectives and whatnot. So I think it's important. I learn different things from different people. So I listen to them. Listen to MRI recaps, Yankees Avenue, a lot of folks. Ball cap. A whole bunch of other players, a whole bunch of other guys too. Shortstop, center fielders, and catchers should be drafted. Exactly, Luden. Massive pipeline of guys, and then some of the most tradable pieces and some of the most desirable positions that teams always want. And if we have a pipeline, then we can trade away. Say everybody wants Sean Murphy from the A's. Well, we'd have guys like that people would be dying for that can give the Yankees a ransom for too, and they can keep boosting this farm. You know what I mean? That's why I think it's important to be drafting these guys regularly. Imagine a coaching staff of Mattingly, Boggs, Bernie, Posada. That would be nuts. Sean, can you imagine that? I mean, a bunch of Hall of Fame type players. Like, oof. If Miami struggles after, say, 50 games, do you see the Yankees having a shot? I'm not sure Alcantara. I mean, maybe. I'd probably be more likely like a Pablo Lopez, who's not a bad consolation prize. So, if somebody can get Alcantara, that's be a nice get. He's under control now for 5 more years, so that'd be really nice. So, and again, if he's pitching well, but the team's not playing well, it's going to be harder to get him. So, Pablo Lopez, I would keep an eye out for as well from the Marlins. Chris, sad to see Donnie left the team. Yankees, yeah, 95, and they won in 96. That crushed me, man. Crushed me Friday. Scored 3 runs in 4 games against the Astros, whereas a surprise to begin with. We suck. Not necessarily, Luden. The Astros didn't really score in New York either. So they took the Yankees. They took the Astros to 7 games in a year that they were notoriously cheating. So I wouldn't say we suck. And again, look who they had to pitch again. I mean, they had to face Justin Verlander, Charlie Morton, Dallas Keuchel. All of them were rolling. So this is not you weren't facing average pitchers. So that's another reason why the Yankees didn't score much. But again, every home team won all. The Yankees won all the games in the Bronx. Houston won all the games in Houston. So it was a good series. It really was a good series. Judge is as cool as a cucumber and starting probably put Mo. Yeah. He's cool as a cucumber. So was Mo. Jeter was as cool as a cucumber. So, yeah. Cool dudes like that is always an asset. So, backstage, we'll do that. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Get some cool graphics up here before opening day. What do I think about the new technology Higgy was doing to the pitchers? Yeah, it's pretty cool, Anthony. I would rather have that than robot umps. So if we're going to embrace some kind of technology on the field like that, that's a better thing, the pitch thing and whatnot. Yeah. I'm not a fan of robot umps at the major league level. So I can tell when Joe is with John Boy, he's not as comfortable. But yeah, he's a little bit different, Luden, with around the John Boy. I have noticed that too. So. Jonathan, and that's not the only place for real talk. Oh. There's other places for real talk. They don't do anything that other channels don't do. Oh. But they're growing. They got a following, man. So, got to give it to them. Got to give it to them. But yeah, I see that too, Luden. Yeah, I mean, for some reason, I I put up a lineup the other day on one of the John Boys live streams, and they came after me, asked me if I was all right. I don't understand, but this is what I'm talking about. People can attack people, and then they had nothing in return. Like I asked them about it, and it is what it is. Defensive catching, yes, it is. Griminator X. Who's my favorite Yankee all time? Don Mattingly, John. Love Don Mattingly. Love it. How mad should the Rays fans be for trading? Yeah, I hear you. I think I don't think they're going to wait until. I think they're going to try their darndest to get one before the before opening day. But if they don't, I do think they'll get one before the deadline. Timkins or Jordans. I do think so. I hope they don't ignore it now though, because they could use it. I think it's important for them to get off to a really good start. So. Missed the playoffs 3 years in a row before 16, and 17 was a super overachievement. Why do you say super overachievement? I mean, wasn't the Astros cheating thing a super overachievement for them too? Would they have won without all that cheating? I don't know. I could see Loizaga closing more Ishmael this year, and in more high leverage situations than Chapman. I could see that. And the Yankees kind of alluded to that as well. So, Peter, collaborate with John Boy, man. I'd be open to it. LeBlanc, I saw that too. I agree, Lou. And Joe is just nuts on his podcast. He's yelling, screaming, he's all fired up in his place, and it's fun. It's fun. There's real talk here. Yeah, there's so many, channels that claim that they're the only ones doing this. Baloney. Okay? We do it here too. All Yankee content creators are all in on what the Yankees news is and whatnot. So, anybody that claims that they're the only one doing stuff, get out of here. Come on. A rebuild type. Yeah, well, they did overperform, Lou, and I don't deny that, man. You're right about that. DJ in left field instead of Joey Gallo. I'm not sure, Rick. I think Gallo's got a cannon for an arm, and he's more athletic than DJ. I would have worried DJ would get hurt. But that's an interesting proposal, Rick. It's an interesting one. Big Boy called John Boy Yes Network type of dude, and he got mad on live stream. Now, I don't understand that, Big Boy. Like, I don't understand. Like, they came at me that day and asked me, "You all right, man?" Like, condescending. And then I put out, and then I went back at them and asked them if they were all right, and nobody came after me. So, nobody. So I don't understand when people attack. I don't understand why people attack and then they don't like, and I will not hesitate to call anybody out if they come after me. So, but I'm not here to compete with other channels either. Everybody does important content and they have a good time, they have a following, it's fine. But let's stop. Stop with the lying at the very least. That's why I take both sides. So I piss off both sides too. But that's okay. That's okay. What was the lineup I said, Peter? I said Isaiah Kiner-Falefa leading off, and then DJ second to have some speed and a contact hitter. And then I think it was Judge, then either Rizzo at fourth or Donaldson at fourth, and Stanton at fifth, Rizzo or Donaldson at sixth, Gallo at seventh. I remember correctly, it was catcher at ninth, I think it was. Something like that. Right around there. Hickson and catcher at ninth. And they were asking me if I was on meds, if I was all right, telling me I was old-fashioned and blah, 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 coming up. And then I counted them and asked them they had nothing for me. Nothing. And they got people calling Yankee fans clueless and blah, blah, blah. Get out of here. I don't understand that stuff. But they can never answer with facts. When people come after me, I counted them back. They never come back with facts, dude. So I don't get it. Yankees need to focus on a great young developer. Yes, 100%, all 100%. They were great when they developed their youth, and they kind of alluded to that. But so many people, I understand too that people didn't want to hear it because this is a robust free agent class and blah, blah, blah. But again, signing a bunch of free agents doesn't guarantee anything, man. Nothing. So, well, exactly, Brunson. I don't, I like people when people disagree with me here. I like people that agree. Obviously, but I like people that disagree. It forces me to think differently. and to look at things through their eyes. Just because you disagree with me doesn't mean I'm right and you're wrong. That's not the way it is. Like, and if you disagree, I'm not going to attack you on a video. Like, what's the point of that? What's the point of that? I just don't see, it doesn't make, doesn't make sense. Doesn't make the channel better. Well, this is, yeah, exactly. It's there just seems to be this idea that if you're not bitching about Cashman, and this is right, Billy, and if you're not signing a big name free agent, then you're not really talking Yankees or some crap. Exactly. Or if they're not signing everybody, the offseason was a complete failure, or they're going to suck. Like, go ahead, you believe that. Fine. Totally fine. Just don't, I don't like channels that claim to be accepting of both perspectives, but when you give your perspective that's not theirs, they come after you and attack you. Like, that's not here. That's not here. So I don't do that. I like these different ideas, and you guys have, and gals, you have good ideas. Like, your perspectives are important. So I'm not right on everything. I'm not all knowing, and I'll never claim to be. But, I don't understand why people attack Joey Gallo guy. Well, he walks a lot. He strikes out a lot too, Rivera, but like, I think he's going to have a better year this year than he was. He got thrown to the Wolves last year, and he had a hard time adapting. He looks a hell of a lot more comfortable this year, and Dylan Lawson's working on some things with him. So I think he's going to be better. I think one of the emphasis is going to be a much more disciplined and balanced lineup this year. Again, not sexy, but better. It doesn't need to be sexy. Is Contreras? So I'm guessing he's more likely off the table now, Tanya Harris, now that they got Trevino today. But I could be wrong. They could get Contreras too. Problem I can see a chance you're giving two of the weaker hitters on the team most at bats, and you're batting Stanton fifth, which means he'd get less at bats. I mean, I would bat him up a little higher, but I don't understand the weaker hitters. DJ's the best contact hitter on the team. And kind of Falefa has more hits coming in than anybody on the team, including DJ. So they would get on, whether it's a walk or a hit, a little bit more often, and I would have the guys behind them. But I understand the logic of giving Stanton more bats and stuff like that. But to me, that line of construction is a little bit better. But people want to lead off Josh Donaldson. If he does, I hope he plays well. Like, I do. I like the speed at the top. So, and I just think of, have a guy at the top, and he's known for his hustle, his excellent base running. He's known for things that the Yankees have not been known for. So I would not minimize his at-bats on the bottom of the lineup. I want him at the top. I want him causing chaos and heart attacks around the base paths. And DJ being a great contact hitter, driving him over, driving him in, and then having more guys at the top, that the guys like the Stantons of the world and the Donaldsons and the Judge and just that lineup is, to me, it reminds me of almost like a murderer's row. So that's kind of the way I look at it, but I understand how other people look at it too. So it's I mean, whatever it is, if it works, shit, I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool with it. John Boy literally told us Yankee fans to shut the F up on live stream and quit crying about not making moves pre-lockout. Now they're freaking out. See, this is one reason why, like, I would do a live stream with them, but I would go right after them if they did that to me. I won't hesitate to go after anybody. So, like, that's not going to work with me. So, but that's the type of thing. It's very disrespectful to the people that are watching your videos. Like, why would I don't see the point? And again, this is what I'm talking about. Like, their perspective, the one-way perspective, they're right here according to them, and then it's completely flip-flop afterward. Like, I was frustrated at the lack of activity pre-lockout, but I kind of understood what their logic was. But I'm not going to make claims myself as to I can't determine what they're thinking. You know what I mean? And that doesn't make any sense. I don't work for them, so they know better how to run the team than I do. I don't have their job. So, but I get, trolls are going to get the Bronx bathroom time. I hear you, Dominic. This is what I'm talking about. Like, people need to do that for the sake of doing it. If it makes them feel better about themselves, to attack Cashman all the time, go right ahead. But people, you guys know me. I call them out and I praise them, or I'll give them credit when it's justified on both ways, which I think is why, I piss off both sides. But I'm okay with that. That's what I mean. I don't expect everybody to agree with me. Mazza, peace, brother. Thank you always, man, for coming on. Yeah, let me know what happens with the Duke game. I'm in the office right now, so I don't have it on. Maybe I'll put it on here. I do have a TV in the office here. First hitter to have a good OBP for left was barely 300. Yeah, I mean, that's why I have DJ behind them. But again, Ishmael, I get what you're saying. But he's also he's the best base runner with the most speed on the team. So to me, it's valuable having him at the top of the lineup. And again, I don't always obsess with on base percentage because yes, Judge has a better on base percentage, but he's also it's a 1 point game with 4:30 left. Duke 67, North Carolina 66. With that, Judge's home runs are considered hits too. Anybody hits lots of home runs, that's factored into the on base percentage too. So, but I personally think he would fit well at the top of the lineup, and I do think Gallo will play fine as well. But I wouldn't want to put a guy like that down below, and then you could bat him ninth and DJ first. They're still back to back, but seventh and eighth are like the most infrequent hitters that get on base. So, and again, even though the Yankees are deeper this year, I want to have some guys that are going to cause chaos back and forth, and I don't want him a couple of spots away from the big bats. So, to me, I think it's a good way of maximizing the lineup. But that's just me. That's just me. I could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. Thing about Cashman is he can also do much by makes sense conversation with Hal. There's some of it on him that's absolutely. Cashman's not the only. Cashman's not cock blocking Cashman. Hal's cock blocking Cashman, and Cashman even said that Hal did not let me make the big signing, so I had to be creative with trades. So if that's true, then that's true. I'm not going to accuse him of lying if we don't know that he's lying. I know other folks, and they like to spend a lot of time attacking Cashman. Fine. But like I said in my video the other day, if you want to spend that much time, apply for his job. If you could do better, apply for the job. It's really not. I'll get the application for you, and I'll hand it to you. And then I'll personally drop it off to the Yankees for you, if that's what you want. I'll do it for you. I'll look out for you. But I find it fascinating how so many diehard Yankee fans attack the Yankees so much and so aggressively, and they hate everything that Cashman does. And I keep asking people who's available and interested that would be a better option. Jeter would be fascinating, but I liked what he did with the Marlins, but there's no guarantee that either one. So, and that's the thing. Who's going to replace him and do a better job in the same environment? Because they're going to have to deal with the Yankee. They're going to have to deal with the cock blocking from Hal and all this stuff. One reason Jeter left Miami is because he didn't think they were going to spend. If he comes here and the Yankees don't spend, is he going to leave the Yankees too? These are things that I think are important to consider. Nicholas, your lineup: LeMahieu leadoff, Judge second, Gallo third, Donaldson fourth, Stanton fifth, Rizzo sixth, Hicks seventh, switch hitter seventh, yeah, kind of left at eighth, Higashioka ninth. I mean, that could work too. I see a lot of different ways, and a lot of different ways that this lineup could be constructed. So whatever they decide on, I hope they're consistent with it, and I hope it works. They have enough depth now; they don't have to come up with these bull crap lineups. So, I'm happy with what they've done. Could they have done more? Yes, but it is what it is. Look like the Yankees are bringing the Top Gun rookies in about 2 days. Yeah, I think so. They're grooming them, just like they're being accused of prospect hugging. They did the same exact thing with the core four. And I call it the core five because I like to include Bernie Williams. Okay, if you haven't seen my video, I said that the other day. I like to include Bernie Williams because he was an important part of that dynasty, and that's the same thing. It's prospect hugging. They let them develop and play, and I think they're going to do part of that now. And the Dodgers have done it. The Braves have done it. All these top teams. That's what they're doing, prospect hugging also, letting the young kids develop and play. So, yeah, prayers out to Bruce Willis. Unfortunately, if you haven't heard, he has a condition. I forgot what it's called, but he can't. He's losing his capability to communicate verbally and to do some other things. So he's essentially retired from movies, acting. So, which stinks. I love his movies. I enjoyed 3 decades of Bruce Willis movies. So, Yankees do Kyle Hendricks for Beck Wade. I would do that, Michael. Yes. At the end of the day, I don't see Gallo batting third either, but I see him more in the second half of the lineup. But if he's raking, then you move him up, obviously. But I think he's got to prove that he's going to rake first. Mafia forever. Damn right, Dominic, man. You're in, bro. You're in. We're all We're all in this together, this family together. And again, I have no hate for other content creators and stuff like that. Everybody's doing their thing. I appreciate what everybody does. But and people just, I mean, I don't, people have been coming after me a lot, either on my channel or on Twitter or whatever it is. And that's totally fine. But like, I don't think people are expecting me to come back at them. And, you know, they're wrong. But it's all good either way, man. It's all good. And I appreciate all you guys and gals and all the time you spend with me. And I'm very grateful for it. Even if Jeter was to take over, it's not a guarantee the Yankees will win the following. Exactly. Nothing's guaranteed. Although a large amount of fans may like to change, and then it's Jeter, sure. But again, if they're not winning and his mission or philosophy doesn't work here, then what are they going to do then? So just like bringing Joe Girardi back, there's no guarantee, or bringing Brooks Showalter, there's no guarantee. Like Showalter's also towing the line over there too, talking the Cohen stuff, and like so. And there's no guarantee he's just going to be old school Showalter. And there's no guarantee. He's evolved too. So again, I do think Boone and some of the coaches need to hold some more players accountable. But that's one reason they traded away Sanchez. That's one reason I think they would trade away Torres if they got the right return. Is to get that kind of mentality, the non-hustle kind of lackadaisical mentality out of here. And that's why I think they would trade him. But they brought some fire here. Donaldson's older. I know people saying he's declining. He had 27 home runs in the decline. That's twice as much production as Gio. And he's a better defender too. So, I'm happy with that trade. He brings an edge to the team. He's not afraid to get in his teammates' face. They need that. They need to be checked, some of these guys. And that's why I like Cole too, because he's fire on a pitcher. So it reminds me of CeCe. He also reminds me of Clemens, because Clemens had fire, but he wasn't immediately embraced when he came here. I know it was an unpopular trade because they got rid of David Wells, who I loved, but it took him a while for the Yankee fans to embrace him. And I think Cole's in the same situation. There are a lot of people calling him a bust, even though he's had 2 pretty damn good years, top 3 Cy Young both years. But, until he has his Cole moment, I think people are going to be still, hesitant on Cole. I'm not, but I tell people, and that's totally fine. All good. Oh, that's right, baby. I do respect everyone, Jason. I try to. And again, I will respectfully call bullshit out. I need to. Like, I'm not going to start calling people asshole, douchebag, and F you and blah, blah, blah. Other places can do that. I'm not going to do that. So respect the people that spend their freaking time with me. How can I not respect that? Jeter seems he was a fantastic Yankee. He was booed and relentlessly. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was booed just like A. Yes, exactly, Billy. Exactly. He gets booed too. Henry, I think that's why I try to make it relatable so people have a different perspective. And that's why I think a lot of people haven't embraced Cole yet. Anthony, have a great night, man. Thank you. And I understand. I'm not really worried about Cole. So nothing new right now. Dave Richard on Judge contract. We're hearing some speculation about 30 plus a year for a couple years, but nothing's verified or confirmed yet. So yeah, Duke is down. Now Duke is up now, 71-70 with 2 minutes to go. Correa could have been that guy 10 years young. He could have been Jonathan, but he has just as many injury issues as Donaldson does, and he's 10 years younger. So, but yeah, Correa could have had an impact here. But Correa doesn't solve the pitching problems that they have, the lack of starting pitching, just like Donaldson doesn't either. So, yeah, I think Udo's baking pancakes. He's baking a couple of stacks. So he's a pancake guy, Pancakes a fan. I tell you this, my daughter wants pancakes every day for breakfast in the morning, every single day. Like I have to buy like 8 cases of pancake mix. Hold on, thank you, bro. Hit the like and smack that subscribe. Yeah, if you haven't subbed yet, please do. Especially if you like stuff like this, you want to be in the loop with everything, and just want to have a good time. This is a great place for you. And you haven't hit the like, it's greatly appreciated too. Hold on, thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it very much. You're a legend, bro. For your support in more than one way. You know what I'm talking about. I appreciate you. Breaking news: the Yankees may sign extension Judge at the next day. Exactly, Billy. Exactly, man. Speak softly and can't carry hands of steel. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, Dominic. The quiet guys pack the big punch, man. That's one of the things that I do on the mats too. I'm a quiet and laid back instructor. And you be loud and you firm when you have to be, and you get the point across. So, but that's just me. I'm mild mannered and soft spoken. So, you know, I want to make sure that you guys are all and gals are all having fun too. Tyler, I can't wait either, man, for opening day. It's like 5 days away, right? Thursday. I don't know if Correa could have moved and played third base well in the future. Yeah, I mean, I know Roy Smalley. I mean, A-Rod did it well. I know I will give Correa credit because he did call A-Rod and asked him what it was like to transition from short to third while here. And it was a little different because they had a Hall of Fame shortstop already here with the Yankees. So the situation's a bit different. Like Correa would have clearly been the best infielder right off the bat. And even though A-Rod was better than offensively than Jeter and defensively, but he at the very least did that and gave Jeter the respect. So and I respect Correa for at least inquiring in case it happened. So I got to give him credit for that. So Paul O'Neill, Scott Brocious weren't quote unquote sexy trades. They were huge, man, huge. Exactly, Brocious not. I mean, who'd have thought? Brocious team became a freaking legend, man. What do I think of NYYST? Is that NYY News TV you talking about, franchise? NYYST podcast. Is that NYY News TV? Is that the one you're talking about? If NYST is something different, I'm not exactly sure which one that is. I'll have to take a look at it. But I know Simonetti's channel that's NYY News TV or NYY News. I think they're both linked together, I think. How many of us scream out at devices? Oh, God, yeah, Bronson. Yeah. Sometimes I want to throw the remote through the wall. 1 minute left. Duke's up by 1, 74-73. They just fouled the North Carolina player. Breakfast for dinner, man. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, pancakes are a comfort food, like pizza, Yeah. Breaking news. Aaron Judge and 2 peanuts made a sugar packet and he said no, and they just traded himself for 2. I love the humor from you guys, too. They traded Roberto Kelly for Paul O'Neill, and the rest was history. I think the Yankees will have to. I think they'll inquire, but I think he's going to wind up going to the Guardians or maybe the Rockies. That's what my gut's telling me. But there's quite a few places for him. But he's got to prove that he's healthy again too. He had a shoulder issue. So, 75-74 North Carolina. 2 foul throws. A minute to go. Stick Michael special. Michael had a great run here. He did. Best pizza in the Bronx. Oh man. I haven't been to a pizza place in the Bronx in a little while, so I'm not exactly sure what's open now. But I mean, there's a lot of great places in the Bronx for pizza. I love New York City pizza. It's really nothing like it, man. There's nothing like New York City pizza and bagels and like my favorite steakhouse, Peter Luger's in Brooklyn. Like it's hard to not like New York pizza. Are the Yankees benching? I think for certain pitchers, they'll bench Torres and play DJ and then vice versa. I think they're going to play the matchups at least earlier on. I think if Torres keeps hitting, then they're going to probably find a way in the lineup for him. But DJ can back up multiple infield positions to give Rizzo a break. And so he'll still get 130-plus games too. So, yeah, O'Neill, Jimmy Key, Wade Boggs, culture change. Yes, got some good veteran presence here. Yes. David Cone, it's just, and kind of David, I mean, even though he wasn't a troublemaker, David Wells was kind of their firecracker like Bauer was. A little bit different, but he was outspoken. But he was a god here, David Wells. I love David Wells. I would love to have him as a guest on this channel. Just talk like baseball, beer, whatever he wants to talk about. He's so cool. New York pizza's like no other, and the same with the yes, H&H, best bagels ever in New York. Pizza, phenomenal. The water that makes it. Yeah, exactly. See, I'm glad you brought that up. I watched a whole TV show on the water and how they make sure the piping system is the same and they don't make very drastic changes because they don't want to change the water system, how it's delivered to make such awesome pizza and breads or bagels. So I'm glad you brought that up too. 75-74. North Carolina ball, 40 seconds left. Duke missed a free throw. I'm surprised. Live in Canada, but my mom grew up in Long Beach, New York. Nick P. That's way out in Long Island. Yeah, Long Beach. It's pretty though. New Haven pizza can take. Yeah, it's not. It's not New York pizza. Oh, 3-pointer from North Carolina. And Duke just scored two, 78-76. Do I see any similarities with this 2022 team and Yankee past? When the Yankees started to like 94, 95, 96, when they started to turn into like a special team, they would bring in piece by piece by piece. I kind of see it, that transition a little bit more, athletic, a little bit more plate discipline, a little bit more fire again to the lineup. Like when they brought Tino here, they brought fire to the lineup and guys like that. I still think that's here. They still have a way to go, but that's kind of the way I see it. And but they had a much more relentless lineup and a much more well balanced. They have much better depth, those teams, but gradually got better. I see him in a similar spot right now. Polito's in Astoria, great one. Nick's Pizza in the Bronx, Spumoni Gardens. You guys are all putting out great pizza places. Trevino's an underrated trade today, but they got value. And again, 4 years of Trevino is better than 1 year of Abreu. So, Sal's Pizzeria in Mamaroneck, New York. There's one in could be this 95, 96. I think this team's kind of reminding me of that, Dominic. It's reminding me of that, man. We got a lot of Yankee fans and foodies here, man. And you guys do make me hungry. Like if I didn't work out, I'd probably be 700 pounds. Like you're really like crazy. Astoria had a place called Mama Carmela's. They have good pizza places in Astoria. There's a place on 31st Street in Ditmars. I forgot the name of it. It might be Pizza Palace or something like that. They have great pizza. Right on the corner, 31st on Astoria Boulevard. I'm sorry, Ditmars, excuse me. Ditmars. Gotta try Slices guest pizza by Michael Francis. I love Michael Francis. Where is that place, Angel? Where is that? Francis is awesome. 22 Yankees in an attempt to get back to basics with focus. Yeah, same thing, Billy. It's a great, and I think the Yankees are trying to get back and start to infuse some young guys now. And I think it's kind of reminiscent of the beginning of that 96 type team. So, and I hope it turns out to be that way. I really do. I really do. Katos and not. Oh man, that's tough, Billy Miller. No pizza bagels. That's tough. Pasta and drinking wine, talking baseball. What else? I mean, that's the life, dude, and that's how you do it. That's how you do it, baby. Well, nothing wrong with baseball and food talk. Heck no, man. And we were actually going to transition because last time we talked comedy movies, I don't know if you guys remember, we were going to transition to action movies today. Does anybody remember that? We could still put some baseball in there, obviously, too. And let me see if anything has happened in the baseball world since we've been on here. So I'll do this double check right now. No. Okay. Bobby Witt, one of the top prospects, has made the Royals opening day roster, but nothing else. Nothing major just yet. Chris at Charlie Sandwich. I have not franchised. Where's that? It reminds me of, well, look at the 96 team. There were a lot of veterans on that team. Cecil Fielder, Darryl Strawberry, all those guys. Boggs, all in their mid to upper 30s. So there was a lot of veteran presence on that 96 team and 95 and 94. So I think they're transitioning that way. There was more veteran presence on the 96, 98 team than there was anything else. But they still had the Homer Bushes and some of the other guys. But keep in mind, there was a lot of veteran presence on that team. Action movies, Bruce Willis and Will Smith. Independence Day, obviously Die Hard. I was watching Ray's Pizza's good. Yes, we all. I'm with you 100%. You know that. We need another pitcher. Yeah, I think North Carolina is going to pull this off. I mean, Die Hard. I mean, and Die Hard. Like I was watching Die Hard with a Vengeance the other day with the hacker. That was a good. Good day to Die Hard. No, it was one of those. Live Free or Die Hard. It's with the kid who's a hacker, and that was a good movie. I love the original. Nick Marzell, thank you so much for the donut, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like CC does have fire, and I love that about him with the Yankees. Again, Nick, thank you. Hicks was kind of like trying to suggest he's going on an FU tour this year, talk about 30-30 and all that stuff. I hope it happens, but it's interesting. It's interesting, but again, CC. Sometimes people go on CC's podcast to get whether it's riled up or get recognized, and CC's got a lot of juice, a lot of props. So, but I like CC's pod, but I worry with Hicks. I worry about staying healthy. That's my big yippee-ki-yay mother effer. Have you seen Death Wish with Bruce Willis? He brought that up. He resurrected that movie recently. It was pretty good, man. His wife was killed. His daughter was attacked, and he comes back. And if you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. It's a good movie. Really good movie. Nick, thank you again. I appreciate that so much. Late to the stream, heard a new catcher was a framer. Yes, he's he's known for his pitch framing. Nick Trevino. Yeah, they traded Albert Abreu and another like a fringe prospect to the Rangers and got him. He's known for defensive prowess. He's got 4 years of team control, which is key. And he's not afraid until 2026, and they just improved their defense. And they bring in a lot of cost control players now, the Yankees. So there's kind of a trend going that way with the Yankees. So, but it's just it's an under the radar. North Carolina won 81-77. So, UNC Kansas, that's gonna be a monster game. But I think it's a good move, Nick. And again, I appreciate the donos, man. But it's underrated signing is going to necessarily add to the Yankees catching pipeline, which they need a ton of. So they've gotten a hell of a lot better in the catcher this offseason. So I got to say that. Kyle Gibbs, the best action movie of all time is without a doubt Raiders of the Lost. That's a great movie. Slices is here. Oh, Angel. I'm jealous. Enjoy. Bon appetit. Statham is making some Jason Statham. Check out Wrath of Man. That's recent. Badass. Red with Bruce Willis. I like that movie too. Here are some of mine. Heat with De Niro and Pacino. One of my all-time greatest action movies. If you guys haven't seen Den of Thieves, go take a look at it. It's a combination of Heat and Ocean's 11, like these military guys robbing banks, and it's really, really clever. It's with Gerard Butler and Pablo Schreiber and 50 Cent in it. That movie's really good. The movie Heat is phenomenal. Death Wish with Charles Bronson. Yeah. No, Billy, I've seen it too. But if you haven't seen a Death Wish with Bruce Willis, I highly encourage you to see it. So, right? Henry Den of Thieves was off the charts, man. It was off the freaking charts. Face Off, great movie also. I like Con Air. Obviously, Predator, Commando, all those Arnold movies. Rambo, loved it. First Blood is my all-time favorite. The most recent one was a really good too, but First Blood is my all-time favorite with Stallone. Heat is definitely at a whole nother level. Boondock Saints is a good one. Yeah. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, another great one. The Rock. See, like these are the types of movies. Like, my goodness, there's so many good action movies. Independence Day was a great movie too. Although I see it as a little more of a drama, but any Michael Mann movie, yeah. Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, fantastic movie. Fan-freaking-tastic. Dude, so, okay. Woody 145. So, John Wick, The Bournes, and The Dark Knight. I'd like to consider them action movies, but I consider them series. Those are my three favorite. John Wick with Keanu Reeves, the Dark Knight series with Christian Bale, and the Bourne movies, all of them. To me, absolute. I would watch those 100 times if I could. Face Off, loved it with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. The Professional, yeah, with Natalie Portman and Leon, great movie. Enemy of the State, if you haven't seen it, has Will Smith, but it's got Gene Hackman in it. That's a great movie too. The Game. Are you talking about The Game with Michael Douglas and Sean Penn? That movie was crazy. Dallas Barbecue in New York. I have not, Aiden. Should I? I will, if you recommend it. Scarface was phenomenal, man. Ghost Rider. Making a Boondock Saints called Overnight. If you haven't checked it out, I'll check it out, Billy. I always like recommendations for good action movies. So, Loved Den. The ending was really clever in Den of Thieves, Alan, right? Really clever. We getting some Dallas BBQ disagreements here. I'll try it one way or another. The Fan with Robert De Niro, that was a great movie. He was nuts in that. Absolutely nuts. Assault on Precinct 13, loved it. I like The Bodyguard too, but I was more of a suspense or drama in my opinion too. Nobody. I have not seen that. Yankee by Nature. Jackie Brown, Tombstone. Upton seen it? I don't think so. There's no need for Upton. And I don't think anybody's going to take him until he's officially released, because right now, if anybody takes him off of waivers, they have to assume his entire $28 million. $28 million. Yeah, he's going to have to be released entirely before somebody can pick him up. That way the Angels are on the hook for his money, and somebody gets him on a league minimum. Bad Boys with Sean Penn. I love that movie. It was in Juvie. I love that movie. State of Play. Jimmy's in the Bronx. Yeah, it was a great one too, Henry. Angel Has Fallen. Olympus Has Fallen. London. All those. Fantastic. All those Has Fallen movies. Fantastic, man. Loved it. Yeah, Upton just doesn't have a fit here. E. Brunson. I don't think so. Punch the I just watched The Substitute the other day with Tom Berenger. KOD. Remember that one? If you haven't seen 187 with Samuel Jackson, take a look at that. Oh, by the way, Pulp Fiction, obviously. With Samuel, that was fantastic. But 187, he plays a school teacher who got attacked, and it's really good. So, I don't know if that falls on martial art movies or something like that. So, I don't know what it falls under, but I like it, man. Like martial art movies, a different story. Like Enter the Dragon is my all-time favorite, and then some other ones too. Mr. In Between. I heard about it. I will take a look at it now that you recommended it too. Mr. In Between. I remember you saying that, so may not be considered an action movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Last 15 minutes of the movie shoot qualifies as an action movie. Vincent, funny as hell. Violent and funny as hell. I'll take a look at it too, Billy. There's some things I need to see some things. So The Substitute, yeah. Ever since they got once they moved on from Tom Berenger, they started Treat Williams and some of these other guys, I kind of lost the appeal. The original one, Tom Berenger, was awesome. The Next 3 Days, I haven't seen that. 187. So somebody's seen 187. Yeah. The Negotiator, fantastic movie. Reservoir Dogs, fantastic movie. Some good pizza in New York. Oh, God, yeah. Aiden. It's fantastic here. Hicks would need to get at least 500 at bats and hit 300 at one home run every 16 for a 30. Yeah, you're right about that. He's going to have that much playing time and stay healthy to be that consistent. So that's a good point. Liam Neeson movies are great. Nonstop. Check a look at that one. He's a U.S. Marshal on the airplane. That's a good one. Fallen with Denzel. That's a great movie. A lot of Denzel movies. I mean, The Equalizer. What's the one with the train? Unstoppable. Off the hook. Off the damn hook. Negotiate, I loved. Money Train's another one, dude. Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. Hell yeah. See, this backstage. Have a great night, buddy. Have a great night, and we'll talk. Commando, I love. Taken, love. So you guys are bringing up some classics here. Delta Force with Chuck Norris, right? Great movie. Cold Pursuit with Neeson. I like that. And Neeson's got some underrated stuff. There's a movie right now called Black Light that just came out. Take a look at that one. That's interesting too. Unstoppable, love it. Olympus Has Fallen, love it. Nice. Yeah. Central Park hot dogs are phenomenal too. Fantastic. Falling Down Michael. When he goes nuts, he has the bad to get stuck in traffic. Yes. Sitting on your piece of shit rock. And those guys try to mug him when he's sitting on a rock. He's changing his shoe. That's great, man. Flight with Denzel, loved it. The Natural, loved The Natural. I watched that. The Air Force One, too, is a fantastic one. Harrison Ford. He's got an old school movie called Witness. If you haven't seen that, take a look at it. It's really good. He's a cop, but he has to go undercover in the Amish community. It's really good. Danny Glover's in it, plays a bad guy. Lethal Weapon, I really like. The Fugitive, I just watched that with my wife the other day, Mark. I love that movie. Love that movie. And Tommy Lee Jones, I think he won the Oscar for supporting actor, if I remember correctly. Any Yankees movies happening right now, starting pitching Yankees moves. I think they're quietly working on starting pitching. I don't think anybody expected this trade today for a catcher. I don't think anybody, he's going to strike and make some kind of trade when nobody's thinking. That's what I think. That's the way Cashman, he's stealth with most of his moves. So can't make falling down to the, yeah, it's a whole different, yeah. I agree, Marcus, but it was a classic movie, man. You want old school movies like the Airport movies. Oh, Airport's fantastic. You forgot your briefcase. That's right. When he goes into the burger place, look at that. And look at this piece of shit he gave me. There's like a flappy. He goes nuts in the burger place. Oh, man, fantastic. Right, Ola? Right? Exactly. The Sentinel, fantastic movie with Michael Douglas and Kiefer. Love that movie. Beverly Hills Cop. Road to Perdition, Tom Hanks, fantastic. Tommy Lee Jones. Ty Cobb, he was fantastic in that. Check out the movie Blown Away if you haven't heard that one. Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones. They're Irish bomb, like it's really good. Another good action movie. Suspense and action movie. Naked Gun, loved it. Indecent Proposal. Jennifer Lopez. I loved her in Money Train. She was fine as hell in Money Train. Whew. Armageddon, loved it. Blacklight was very good too, right? Wasn't it, Alan? Road to Perdition. Jim, that I'm not sure if it was a remake or not. Brunson, that's a good question. I'm not sure. Lopez was the cop, the female cop of love interest in Money Train. She was fantastic. Fatal Attraction, fantastic. Sean Penn, Mystic River, like he was so good. Top Gun, loved the Top Gun. The sequel is supposed to come out this year. And Maverick is an instructor. Like I've seen it. If you haven't seen the trailer, you got to see it. It looks crazy good. Crazy good. Blown Away was filmed in the same. Is it really? That's awesome. Was it in Massachusetts? Hold on. It was in Massachusetts, right? That's a great movie. Sneaky good, man. The Mets getting Chris Paddock. So the trade fell apart today, Aiden. They apparently Dominic Smith came into camp at like almost 300 pounds, and I guess the Padres must have found out today, and it just killed the trade. It was Paddock and Emilio Pagan going to the Mets for, and Eric Hosmer also in exchange for Dom Smith, and the Padres were going to also send like $25 million over, and it fell apart once they fell out about Dom Smith. So that's what happened. Unfortunately, the Mets are still talking to other teams about trades, though. They're pretty desperate to get it on the starting pitcher now. It's pretty obvious. Mission Impossible, great movie. Yeah, he was 291 or 294 pounds, they said, Yankee Financial. That's what the report said today. Oh, Copland with Stallone and Ray Liotta and Harvey Keitel and that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and if you're a King of Queens fan, Deacon is in that movie, Copland. So that's enough reason to watch it again, just so you can see Deacon. Man of the House with Tommy Lee Jones and the cheerleader girls. Dom Smith must have had about 50 Big Macs and apple pies. Yeah. I don't remember him being anywhere. He must have put on like 50 pounds this offseason. That's nuts. Yankee look. I don't think it makes any sense for the Yankees to look at Hosmer, Paddock. I mean, they could send Chapman and a prospect or two to San Diego for Paddock. Hosmer, I would stay away from. Hosmer, I would stay. There's no point in getting him here, personally. Under Siege, I love it with Seagal. Great movie. Ransom, underrated, man, with Mel Gibson. I actually can't find it. I've been trying to buy it on Apple TV. It's not available. Neither is the original Revenge of the Nerds, one of my favorite movies of all time. I can't buy either one of them on Apple TV. I have the DVDs, but I can't get it on digital. I don't know what the hell is going on. It drives me nuts. So, Best of the Best 2 also. Another one. Can't find it on digital. I don't know what the hell's going on. Dominic Smith apparently does not eat clean. Yeah, it sounds as if he's not eating clean at all. I don't know what he's doing, man, but what? Crazy. It's not sold anywhere. It's crazy, Yankee by nature. Nuts. Do I think the Yankees can get Jose? Well, they could, but you're going to have to give up Volpe or Dominguez and Praza and a bunch of other guys. So it's possible, but I think the Blue Jays probably have a better package of major league players and prospects, I think. But I do think they can get them. It's just going to cost a lot Love the Lethal Weapons, Above the Law. That was the most authentic, like, martial arts depiction for Steven Seagal um, that I had seen. His Aikido. That was the most accurate, uh, description of his Aikido. I'm hoping to be there, Molly, on opening day. I'm going to be live here. I mean, if I don't go there, I'll be live here on opening day. No doubt about it. No doubt. Who's finer than 90? Salma Hayek. That's like an impossible. I've got like nobody finer than Salma Hayek in the 90s. She was so fine. My God. A lot of movies that license for the music and expired, so they can't sell it for streaming. Oh, that sucks, Billy. Best of the best 2 and Ransom. Those are 2 that I've been trying to get for years, and I can't get them. Yankee by Nature. I can't get them. And Revenge of the Nerds, the original. Can't get it. It's nuts. Black Mass with Depp. Fantastic movie. Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah. The original. I'm like, what the freak? I have Revenge of the Nerds too, but I can't get one. Sleepers is a great one. Payback is a great one too. Friday the 13th, Jason X was a funny movie. It was kind of it was bugged out. I mean, I love it. It's part 4 and part 7 are my favorites of all time. The final chapter in The New Blood, but it was comical. There are some funny stuff. Just the girl that fell apart, like her boobs falling off, and like it was nuts, man. And I like how they kind of redid the sleeping bag and some of the kills from the other movies in that one. But that was interesting. It was entertaining. I'm with you there. Hold on. Bloodsport with Van Damme, love it. McQueen was fantastic. Thoughts on DeGrom? Yeah, I mean, DeGrom is out for a couple months. It stinks. Got a stress fracture in his pitching shoulder. Sure as will be out for a couple weeks. Got a hamstring injury. But this just shows, I said it's on paper. It doesn't matter how many guys you sign. On paper means absolutely nothing if they can't stay healthy. And that stinks. And it stinks. And I think the outlook is a little bit more grim on DeGrom, unfortunately, which I think is why they're so desperate to take on bad contracts to get pitching. So, and DeGrom has already said that he's probably going to opt out at the end of the season anyway. So, they're in a little bit of a bind right now. Okay, USA. Yeah. I'll show you a quick picture if you haven't seen it. Does not look good. Yeah, I'm hearing it's supposed to rain on opening day, which I'm not happy. Oh, surviving the game with Ice-T. Yeah, man. Rutger Hauer, Charles Dutton. Dutton, he's one of the nicest guys. I've met him a while back. He's one of the nicest guys in real life, Charles Dutton. Such a sweetheart, man. Mets went on. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing guarantees, man. This is what I keep saying. But this is a prime example of it. Not that I'm glad that it happened, but it just shows that nothing's guaranteed. Jason next to one guy gets a spike to him. He says, "You don't think this one will poke me down?" Jason puts another through him and looks down and says, "Yeah." Yeah. Clever lines. And like in part 6, when he pulls the guy into the tree and then the happy face is drawn into the tree when his head falls off. Do you remember that one? Hold on. Dude, man, what the freak? Oh, here's ready for Bloodsport? Ray Jackson. Jackson! Van Damme's boy in Bloodsport. Also Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. My guy. 3 Verdades. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. No, I do. I talk about other teams often. I always talk about other teams, especially with all the moves that have been happening. I make sure I don't miss stuff. I'm going to try to do a collab with a couple Mets fans too. And but I have people, like I'm trying to get Fuzzy on here. He's a Cleveland Guardians fan. And I want to get Ball Cap on. He's a Blue Jays fan. So to get some different perspectives. So that's all being planned. It's all being planned. So I definitely don't discriminate against other teams, but I appreciate that, man. So I am a Yankee fan, but I don't like leaving other teams out. Primal Fear, great movie with Ed Norton. Dude, American History X. If you haven't seen that, shit. Goodfellas, classic. Clash of the Titans, especially yeah, man. Eternal Affairs, great movie also. They could surprise us, Aiden, with like Conforto. They very well could. And this is like, Cashman does this. So, he's slick, man. Dad Clown, I appreciate that, man. I've already had Yankees Avenue on here. Aiden, take a look. It was a great collaboration I did with him. Like, it was about a month or two ago. Take a look at my videos. It says Talking Baseball with Dan Rourke from Yankees Avenue. His name is Dan Rourke, but I've done that, so I think you'll find that enjoyable. American History X was crazy, man. Yeah, that was a deep, real movie, man. Um, that thing got way deep. Gotti with John Travolta. Yeah, no, I get that, man. I'm with you, Billy. Not seen on your channel before. Fuzzy, yeah, Fuzzy pops up every now and then. He's supporter of the channel, but supporter of his. He does great stuff, man. And I do plan on having Fuzzy on mine. I think he's going to have me on his as well. So I think it'd be a lot of fun. So I really do. Untouchables, fantastic. 25th Hour, Edward Norton. There's so many good movies. The Score, check that out with Ed Norton and Robert De Niro. They're thieves, and he tries to outcome. It was fantastic. Edward Norton. I was surprised he didn't win the Oscar that year in American History X. Edward Norton. I think he should have. He was so good in that movie. So good, man. Dude, Aidensville. If there's any way in the world I can get Judge and Stanton on here, I would love to have them on here, talk to them, interview them. I would love that. Any Yankee player, and believe me, I try to reach out to guys, and I'm trying to get anybody on here as I can. So I would love to get those guys on here, just like I would love to get Cashman on here. So Tuxedo's a good movie. Just watch this. Isn't the Score good? Ola? It's slick. It's really slick. Q&A with Nick Nolte. Oh my God. Charles Dutton. Love Charles Dutton. Armando Sante and Timothy Hutton. Oldie but a goodie. I have not seen that, but I'll check that out. I like Nolte too. Inside Man's fantastic. Dog Day Afternoon. Hit up some of the retired players. I'm going to try. Yeah, I did reach out to Clemens. I'm going to try Wells. I tried Swisher. I would love to get anybody I can on here. Like I said, I mean, if I can get accurate contact information from them, that's the hardest part. Because a lot of people that they have Instagram, a lot of people they have people running their Instagram for them, or people running their Twitter for them. It's not always the player themselves. So I try to get this accurate contact information though. If I can get somebody on here, I definitely will. So, the deal apparently fell, Carlos, today because phone booth with Colin Farrell is fantastic and Kiefer Sutherland. Apparently, the deal fell because Dominic Smith showed up at like 290 plus pounds in spring training. He looked like a whale. And that apparently was a major part of the deal collapsing. That's what we're hearing. So how accurate, I don't know, but that's what the reports are saying. But the thing did fall apart. So Swisher would be, I would love to have him. Swisher. Love it. I'd love to have CC on here. I would love to. It would be fantastic. Talking Mets with Rob. Yeah, I will. I'm going to have some Mets guys on here too. So we'll have to get Giraffe Neck Mark on here too. He's another big Mets channel too. But I'm working on that too. Let's do something with the Blue Jays having an advantage of COVID vaccination. It's not fair to other baseball teams. Maybe they should play in Buffalo. Well, there's a lot of views on that. But if players aren't going to get vaccinated, then no. Toronto's trying to protect the people in Canada. So, and if people aren't vaccinated, then they're not going to let them play. It's an avoidable situation, unfortunately. So, but again, if it's people's choice to not get vaccinated, that's their choice. But it's also Toronto's choice to hold people accountable and protect their people. So I get both sides. It's just an unfortunate. It's an unpopular subject. So I don't think MLB is going to punish the Blue Jays for protecting. The Blue Jays will sue MLB. So will the Prime Minister of Canada. They'll come right after MLB if they do that. In my opinion. Willie Randolph, I'd love to have on here. That's a great one, actually. Blues Brothers, Animal House, old school is a classic. I'm going to look into Willie Randolph. That's a great one. I have not gotten Jeter on here yet. No, that would be freaking awesome. So, that'd be freaking awesome. I appreciate that, Carlos, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate the subscription and the support, man. Bronx Tale, awesome movie. Cape Fear, fantastic movie. Dead Calm. Take a look at that one. That one's good. With Billy Zane. Law Abiding Citizen, that's one of the best. Van Klaus shit. Like that movie's, I love Gerard Butler. He was fantastic in that. Fantastic. fantastic. If you haven't seen Law Abiding Citizen, I highly recommend it. Too bad you know nothing about baseball. I know it's a shame, Double A. It really is. It's a shame. Willie Randolph was a great Yankee. He was a great coach. He was really good. But yeah, Carlos, welcome to the Mafia, man. Welcome to the 161. Thank you, man. Your support's greatly appreciated. Ola is one of the OGs here. So getting a welcome from him too. So welcome to the family. Non-stop live. Yeah. Willie Riley. I agree, Billy. The Mets did him dirty. They did him dirty. It's gonna have to be this week, Aiden, because apparently he's set like on like a soft deadline. He wants a deal done before opening day, so it's got to be done before Thursday. Unhinged with Russell Crowe. Oh, good movie. He was nuts, and he was like 300 pounds in that movie too. Holy shit! I'm Gladiator, obviously. This is a great movie. Padres getting baited. Yeah, it was an underrated. It's a good move. Padres have made some non-sexy moves. Beaty, Voit, they're trying to. Jason, have a great night, man. Peace, and I'll wrap it up in a few minutes too. So we can get it going with our night and the rest of the weekend. As an underrated move, Beaty, Carlos. So, and again, Padres, they made some unsexy moves this offseason, but I think they're going to get better one way or another. Con Air is a fantastic movie. Yeah, Abreu's got a big arm, but he had no options left. That was one of the problems. So they upgraded in it. And I think this dealing from a position of depth with the bullpen, they're ridiculously deep in the bullpen. I could see. And I think the main reason is because he was out of options. So, but had he stayed, I think he would have been pretty good. I like Abreu. Unlawful Entry, Ray Liotta. And Madeline Stowe, who played Kurt Russell's wife. That's a fantastic movie. Fantastic movie. Yeah, man. Braveheart, wonderful. Mel Gibson. He's nuts, but he makes great movies. Yankees letting Sanchez. It was a necessary move at this point. The Yankees needed to move on from Sanchez, so they need to get better defensively. They need to get more focus and more discipline on the team. So I understand the move, but his battle will be missed. But I think it'll be made up in other areas. Got tickets to a Jeter game in Yankee Stadium. That's awesome. Gran Torino, Clint Eastwood, fantastic movie. Tyler, thank you, brother, man. I appreciate that. Generosity. You don't know, man. How would I feel if we were able to get Billy Beane from the A's to replace Cashman? Just a thought. I wouldn't be pissed. I would not be pissed. Billy's clearly does a lot with a little. I like to see what he can do with a lot, And if they brought him here, I'd be totally fine with it. I think Cashman will get scooped up one way or another somewhere. So, but I'd be fine with Billy Beane, Tyler. I really would. Thank you for the donut, bro. I appreciate it. Braveheart, Gladiator, freaking fantastic movies. Mets will make a trade. Yeah, I think they're going to make a trade. They're going to have to. If the Padres trade fell through it, they'll make a trade with somebody and get another starting pitcher one way or another. Hand That Rocks the Cradle was crazy with Rebecca De Mornay. Oh, Sean Connery and Daniel Craig. Love those guys at Bonds. I like Pierce Brosnan, but I love Pierce Brosnan in Thomas Crown Affair. Oh, if you haven't seen The Foreigner with Jackie Chan, see that movie. That movie's really good. And Pierce Brosnan in that too. That's one of Jackie Chan's best movies. It was recent too. Hall of Fame celebration. Yeah, I think it's right in the September 9th. Right around there, Brunson. It is right around there. He has the ace for a moment. And yeah, it's true, Tyler. It's a shame. It's a shame. He's worth the money, Billy Beane. Yeah, Moneyball's a fun movie. I enjoyed that movie. And Brad Pitt was perfect as Billy Beane. He was fantastic. World Series prediction right now, it's going to be, I think, Atlanta Braves. I'm not sure in the American League. White Sox or Blue Jays, or probably the White Sox or Blue Jays against the Atlanta Braves. I think, but that could change really quickly. My streaming tomorrow, if we get Yankees news, well, I'll do a post game. And those streams are short, like 15, 20 minutes. I try to keep them short. If they get Yankee news, I'll definitely do a stream active. And if I can, I'll definitely put out a video. You're going to know one way or another if it's Yankee news. If it's big Yankee news, I'll go live. Yes. No doubt about it. Warriors, The Natural, fantastic. Major League, I love. Baseball movie. Cash might go to the Mets. He might, Angel. I mean, they've got Billy Epler right now. He's doing some things, man. So I don't know. He might go to a team. Cash might go to a team like the Padres or something like that. Could. Kentucky Fried Movie with the fistful of yen skit. I've not seen that, but I'd like to. Billy Bean never won anything. Well, that's the thing, too. Billy Bean, he hasn't gotten over that hump yet. Epstein has. I just don't know if Epstein would come here because he's like an MLB exec now. I don't know if he'd come back to being a GM, but I've mentioned him a while back as like the perfect type of guy. I would be fine with Billy Bean. I would be ecstatic with Theo Epstein if he came. MLB Extra Innings channel. Yeah, I mean I hope you have yes or access to some Yankee games, Aiden. You can get the Extra Innings channel just for Yankee games. You don't have to buy the whole package, just so you know. Theo wanted part ownership of a team. I think it was the Cubs, if I remember correctly. Well, I think. Patriot Mel Gibson's fantastic movie. Field of Dreams, great movie. Apocalypto, yes. 61 was a fantastic movie, too. Nice. What's the one with Tom Hanks, the military movie? Oh, my God. Saving Private Ryan. That movie's killer. Pride of the Yankees with Gary Cooper. Fantastic movie. I think Bean can do more with more, too, Tyler. I'm with you there. Braves Yankees repeat of 96 would be would love that, Dominic. I'm hoping that the Yankees get in the World Series. I do think they need another starting pitcher, though, to have a better chance. So, man, if Epstein did that, I'd be all over it. All over it. Last Mohicans, The Bodyguard, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, another great movie. Yes, network for some spring training games. Okay, good, Aiden. As long as I'm not missing games, I hope you have access to at least see the games that you want to see. Epstein will be president of baseball ops for the Mets. You think so? Oh, that's a tough one. But it's not over Steve Coleman's head to do something like that. So he's a fantastic baseball mind. Me as the Yankees GM, man, a kid in the candy store. Yeah, I would hope that I would get the free reign to do the things that I want to do, though. But could you imagine that outside? I appreciate the flattery, that's for sure. That'd be kind of cool. The Pacific Rim. Ghost Dog with Forrest Whitaker. Oof. Fantastic movie. The Wu-Tang music. The RZA's in the movie. Love that movie. We Were Soldiers. Love it. Great movie. So many good movies. It's just so many good movies. Do you think the Padres will get anyone else? It depends. And if they trade Paddock or someone, they have a lot of. I think they need one more relief pitcher, in my opinion. But so if they do get anybody, it'll probably be that. Panic Room with Jodie Foster, fantastic. Also, Forrest Whitaker in that. Matrix with Keanu, love those movies. There's so many good movies. If I got that shot as GM, would be my first movie. I'd get another starting pitcher immediately. Shakespeare in Love beat out Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, I don't know how you could beat out Saving Private Ryan, honestly, Billy. Saving Private Ryan was such a good movie. It was so good. Romper Stomper by Russell Crowe, Neo-Nazi. Oh, God. I'll check it out. Man with Iron Fist, that's a great movie. Man on Fire with Denzel, it's another good movie. I think we're underrated going into the season. I think they're somewhat underdogs, Leary, so I think they're in a good spot. Full Metal Jacket was great. The Crow was great with Brandon Lee. Dirty Dozen. Yes, first thing I'm doing is trading cash from bad contracts. I mean, if you can get takers for them, yeah, but I still think they need a starting pitcher. Like trading bad contracts doesn't improve their starting pitching, at least in my opinion. Montez Manet, it's possible, but I think more likely at the deadline now. Yeah, starting pitcher, that's to me is the big need. Apocalypse, Clockwork Orange, Platoon is fantastic. Fantastic. Check out The Crossing with Russell Crowe. I'll take a look at that too. Shakespeare in Love should not have beat. I'm with you. They should not have beat Saving Private Ryan. And just like I think Ed Norton should have won the Oscar for American History X. Yeah, Playing Underdog is fantastic. River Wild with Meryl Streep, fantastic movie too. Replace Tatis. It's a good question, Carlos. I'm not exactly sure. They brought in some depth, but I don't know if they have. They traded Adam Frazier. I don't know, Carlos. That's a good question. I'm gonna have to look into that now. See what they did and who might be a good fit there. Judge extension. If not, you really see him getting traded. If the only way I see him getting traded, Larry, is if they try to extend him, they give him a really good offer, and he says no. If he turns down a good offer, I see them being traded. That's what I would do. So that's me. Chapman can get you. I think Chapman and a good prospect can probably get us a starting pitcher back, Tyler, which I will be fine with. I'll be fine with. 310 to Yuma. Yep. Tough first start against Red Sox, we should see. Yeah. Lance Lynn with the spring training with the right knees. He's a big boy, too. So I'm not surprised. He's got a lot of pressure on his knees like CC used to have. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo that movie was awesome with Daniel Craig and Rooney Mara. By the way, Rooney Mara, Wellington Mara is her grandfather. He's the guy that owns the Giants franchise. So she's kind of the heiress to the New York Giants. Crazy. Trapped with Kevin Bacon. That was a good movie, too. Underrated. Tombstone was fantastic. I think the Yankees are going to surprise a lot of people. I don't think they're going to be as bad as a lot of people think they're going to be. I'm with you there. Lovely Bones, another one. Bone Collector with Denzel. Fantastic movie. He could make a movie about kittens or orange juice. It would be awesome. I'll watch it. I don't care what the hell he makes. Water bottles. He would make it cool and make it sexy, Denzel. It's Denzel. Like, you could see Sevy as on. If he stays healthy, I can see him as a number 2. Even if we get 4 to 5 good innings and then we back him up with a Nestor Cortez for like 2 or 3 and then transition to the bullpen, I think that's a good system for Sevy. Gone Girl, that's a good one too. Demolition Man, fantastic with Snipes and Stallone. Yeah, I can't stand the freaking Ghost Runner in MLB. Angel, I'm with you there. Denzel's from Fordham. Yeah, his sons are there. His sons are there too. He played. He went to Fordham University for a bit, and I mean, he's one of the coolest people you'll ever meet too. I met him quite a few years ago. He's a really cool, really down to earth guy. Unforgiven. Yeah, man. Bottles and Cats. That's it. That's it, Dominic. I appreciate it, man. That's it, bro. Bottles and Cats, man. The Japanese infield, the Padres have likely places. Can't remember that. Yeah, that's the guy I'm thinking of too. I just don't know what the hell his name is. It's like 3 names. I think Ho is one of them. It's always one of them, right? So that guy, I was thinking of the same. I can't pinpoint his name either. Have you seen The Principal? To check out The Principal with Jim Belushi, another good movie. The Accused with Jodie Foster. Oh God. I see Stanton, Judge, and Gallo, Leary, right around the 40. Either between like 38 and 42. I see all 3 of them around that area. I do. Welcome, Fernando. Welcome. Sideways hilarious, man. Adam Frazier got traded. He got traded to the Seattle Mariners for like a prospect or something. So nothing crazy. How do I get into the innings just to watch anything? I think you have to call and get it. You don't have to buy the whole extra innings package. You can customize it. So you can just get your favorite team. That's exactly what I did. And I have it. But I think you have to call them. And my wife did it. But it is possible. The Principal? Oh, God, yeah. Love The Principal. That's a great movie. Great movie. He's the principal, man. That's right. Oh, see Devil. That's a good movie. Great movie. And the kid that says he's the principal, man, he's in that movie, Devil. That's the hint I'll give you. ESPN, I mean, I'll watch it for certain things. I mean, I like it for certain things. I like the MLB Network more than Principal, but obviously, I mean, there's certain things I watch. I mean, than the ESPN, but I watch certain things on ESPN. So, yeah, man, extra innings and watch. You can get the extra innings package and just watch Yankee games. You do not have to buy the entire package. You do not. I did not know that. My wife, who's very savvy, she found it out. So it's a hell of a lot less expensive. So that's the insignificant fact of the night. Boogie Nights and Mark Wahlberg. I met him too. He's pretty cool. Mark Wahlberg. Hannibal, the sequence of Silence of yeah, that's a great movie too. Silence of the Lambs, obviously. Beltron's going to be doing, I think, the Sunday streams on, I think it's in ESPN or the network. He's going to be doing some of the commentating for the Yankees. Not the Sunday stream. That's A-Rod. Some A-Rod and K. He'll be doing some of the stuff on the Yes Network, just like Cameron Maben. You know. I think DJ will be back right around 290, 300 area. Yeah. Some solid defense, multiple positions. Yeah. Belushi on the motorcycle. Yeah, man. Yeah. Dominic, I'm looking at the best way to. So I'm looking at a couple different ways on merch, whether it's produce on demand, print on demand, figuring out a way to make it affordable for everybody at the same time so I don't have to carry a lot of inventory, make it a quick, easy way of getting it to you guys and gals. So I'm looking into a lot of this, the most effective way to get affordable merch to everybody that they want. So in a quick manner. So I'm researching quite a bit of that, Dominic. So I'm talking to a couple companies too. So you'll have an update sooner than later. Devil's Advocate with Pacino and Keanu, fantastic. Definitely look into it, Ola. It is possible. It is possible. I'll ask my wife for some more details too, and I'll get you some info, Ola. I will. Mark Wahlberg, Invincible, he's great in that. I think, Kenneth, I think they got another catcher today. So, but I still think they should be going there. They would be wise to go after Kyle Hendricks. They would be wise. I think the Padres will be good. Yeah, I do. Carlos, even without Tatis, I think they'll be good. Yep. There's too much depth on that team to not begin. They have like Mike Clevenger coming back and Tommy John. You know, they're deep. Yeah, some gears coming, Eva Runson. I'm looking at the best way of getting it to everybody. So, and again, the most affordable for everybody and a good quality stuff that people like. So, doing a lot of homework there. A lot of homework. But opening your window for it, going to catch a cold with that draft. Yeah, man. Tatis got wrist surgery. He hurt himself in a motorcycle accident or something. I think it was. Colors with Sean Penn. That's a great old school movie. Love that movie. With him and Robert Duvall, they were partners. He was the Sandman, wasn't he? Sean Penn was the Sandman. Oh, that's another one. So you go watch Death Warrant with Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's a cop and he goes inside a prison. And also a prison, watch Lock Up with Stallone. If you haven't seen those two movies, fantastic action movies. Blake Snellmatter, I'm not exactly sure. I think one of those starting pitchers from the Padres is gettable. They have a lot of depth, Mark Watson. They do. They do. Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3, fantastic. Luis Guzman and Travolta and Denzel is a great movie. Escape from Alcatraz with Eastwood. I'm going to go on a degenerate movie watching binge now. You guys are bringing up all the good stuff. Damn. Name a movie I don't like. Movie I don't like. Bernie, that's a good question. Cooper Mountain, or is it Copper Mountain with Jim Carrey is probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. On Halloween 3, the one with the pumpkins without Michael Myers. How do you have a Halloween movie without Michael Myers? That drove me crazy. Those two movies. Yeah. DJ, I think he's slowly coming around. I think it's taking a little bit longer, but he's finding his way. I think he's finding his stroke again. He's hitting a little bit, and he's got a little bit more tighter stance. So I do. I think he'll be fine. You know, he had a little bit. He's been off a little bit for a couple of days, DJ, but I think he'll be fine. So at the end of the day, his contact hitting and everything will be there. So I looked a little off. The Scout is another. It's a great movie, The Scout. Jet Li movies, I do. He does some good stuff. He was in Lethal Weapon 4. Romeo Must Die. That was a funny one. Ishtar was terrible, man. Mr. Coconuts is in the house. What's happening? Insomnia is a great one. Try, what the hell is it called? 1 Hour Photo with Robin Williams. Oh, my God, he's so creepy in that. Check that one. That's nuts. Means and from Baltimore, Ray Richard and Mullins would take care of me. I mean, that would cost half the farm, Kenneth, but it would be a very big trivia blockbuster for the Yankees, Kenneth. Means and Mullins. It's possible. Yeah. Yeah, Bronson. Exactly. It's just I didn't I don't like slasher movies without the slasher. Just like the Friday the 13th Part 5, there was a Jason imposter, a guy that played Jason, which was like Padres to get Brian Reynolds. I can still see it, Carlos. I can still see it. If they do, that's going to put him on another level. It really would. The Mafia ever gets together for a game, I have a few Thurman Munson cards. Why, dude? I appreciate that. I'll see if I can. If enough people are interested, I'll see if I can get a box, and people can buy tickets if they want or whatever. And I'll have a 161 event. I would love to that. I'd love to do that. We can go live. We can go live at the game too. I would definitely do that. Officer and Gentleman, I loved. Oh, See Toy Soldiers, which Sean Astin and Louis Gossett Jr. That's a great underrated movie too. Action movie. Time Cop, good one. Jason was on the deal. Yeah, he was, Bernie. Yeah. I mean, all right, good. I mean, if there's enough people that are interested in it, I'll definitely see what I can come up with. Thurman Munson card, dude, that would be greatly appreciated, man. I'm a huge Thurman Munson fan. I thank you very much for that, for even considering me for something like that. I very grateful for that, man. We'll love it. I don't have any Thurman Munson cards. That'd be pretty cool. Time to get rid of the hair policy. I do think it's time to, at the very least, lighten up on it if they're not going to get rid of it. But I'm with you there too. I mean, I could see George Steinbrenner kind of ran it like the military. Hal's not doing that. So lighten up on the hair thing. Hal's different than his dad, that's for sure. How do you just get the Yankees on extra innings? Just the Yankees? I have to ask my wife, but I think we called MLB TV and asked them to customize it. There's a way to get it so that you're only getting your team, the channel for your team, and not having to pay for all the other teams that you don't want to watch. We do it. So I'll get some intel from my wife, and then I'll share it on the next video. So at the next live, next Saturday. No. But I'll get you the intel one way or another. Angel, I'll definitely, all right, I'll take a look and see what I can do about a 161 event. That'd be pretty cool. It really would. And I'll see if I can get a couple of people. You might make a Yankees Avenue on there, Yankees recap or recaps. I'll see if I can get some people to join us if you guys want. So I think that'd be pretty cool. And it'd be a lot of fun. Angel in the outfield with Danny Glover. Yeah, man. I think the nurse switch Howard Steve Carter. I think so too. Cheers. The Naked Gun starring Reggie in the. Oh God, I must kill the Queen. I must kill. Munson was one of my dad's favorite players too, actually. In Brunson and Dominic. My dad loved my mom and I loved Don Mattingly. My dad was a big Munson guy and a Mattingly guy. People forget Hal's never the future owner. George wanted his wife's husband until he got it. Yes, I did see that. I did. Yes, I did see that. I remember that, Mr. Coconuts. You're absolutely right. Fernando, The Fugitive's a legend movie. Absolute legend movie. But yeah, we are actually heading on 2 hours. So I'm going to wrap it up. And thank you all for coming on. Munson and Mercer, love them. Predator, classic. Maybe we'll pivot to horror movies next weekend if you want. So if you guys don't mind. But have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you as always for everybody. U.S. Marshals loved it. And but peace and love, all of you. Thanks for coming on, your support. And I'll talk to you next time, guys. Over and out.